Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about ways in which we can give back to our communities. But first, I just want to remind you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me, and let's get into the video. Ways in which we can give back to our communities. I have 5 tips for you. The first tip is volunteering. Volunteering is so important. It's such a huge way to give back to your community. And there are so many ways in which you can volunteer. And there are so many places where you can volunteer. Just to start off, you can volunteer at your church, you can volunteer at your job. If you work for a large institution, I'm sure they have departments where you can be a volunteer. You can volunteer for local businesses, you can volunteer for nonprofit organizations. There are so many opportunities to volunteer. You can literally go online and find many opportunities to volunteer. I know I personally volunteer for a nonprofit organization that collects some medical supplies and use medical equipment, and they sort the supplies that they collect and they ship them overseas to countries in need. And I know that fills a huge gap. It's such an essential role to be a volunteer. So that's one tip on ways you can give back to your community. The second way that you can give back to your community is by donating. Look around your house. There are so many things that may be sitting, taking up space that aren't being used. Let's start off with furniture. You can donate furniture. You can donate furniture. You can give them away online. You can donate clothes, gently used clothes. You can donate shoes. You can donate books. I know I have a lot of children books that I usually donate when my kids are through with them. Also, you can donate canned food. Canned food is such a good thing to donate because there's so many people in our communities that are food insecure. And when I say food insecure, I mean that they don't have the money, the resources to buy all the nutritious food that they need. And so if you can donate food, that would be amazing. The third way that you can give back to your community is by giving blood. And I know when you think about giving blood, some people are afraid of needles. I know I was afraid of needles a few years ago, but I've gotten over my fear of needles. I mean, once you're a mother, you've been through the ringer when it comes to needles. You get tested so often. And I personally got over my fear of needles once I became a mother. I am an avid blood donor. I donate blood as often as I can. You can also donate platelets, which is not as taxing on the body as a whole blood. There are 2 ways you can donate whole blood, you can donate platelets, and there are restrictions. You can only donate so many times within a given year or within the space of a month. I know that you can donate platelets more often than you can donate whole blood. So that's another way that you can give back to your community. Hospitals are always in need of blood, basically. Supplies are short, so if you can donate, I know there are restrictions on donating, but if you are able to, please do. Another way that you can give back to your community is by becoming a mentor. You can mentor in your church, you can mentor at your job. There are so many organizations that are accepting applications for mentors. I know one of them is Big Brother, Big Sister. It runs with the school year. So I believe it's like from September to June or something like that. My job participates. We have a lot of colleagues that are a part of that program. It's very rewarding. The 5th tip that I have is to be kind. Just be kind. Be kind to those that are around you. If you see an opportunity where you can help someone or you can give to someone, then please seize those opportunities to help and to live for others and not just for yourself. I know personally, when I take the subway during the week. I travel to the city for work, and when I do, There are times when people don't have money to get on the subway and they stand outside of the turnstile. They're either looking around for someone to help them, or sometimes they're actively asking people to give them a swipe. And I have a monthly Metro card, so it costs nothing. It literally costs me $0.00 to swipe someone. So every morning that I get out of the turnstile, I'm always looking for people that need a swipe so they can get on the train. If you live in New York City, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't, it just means that sometimes people don't have money to get on the subway and they are asking people to give them a free pass. And I mean, it's very unfortunate, but every single opportunity that I get to do so, I absolutely do. I get out of the train looking for people that need to be swiped on the subway because it costs me nothing, absolutely nothing, just a little bit of my time. Just to go over all the tips. Number one, you can volunteer. Number two, you can donate gently used clothes, shoes, furnitures, books, and of course food items. Number three, give back by donating blood. You've been through way worse than, just a little prick to get going in terms of donating. Number four, being a mentor. And number five, just being kind. Just being kind to those around you. Just being kind in any way that you can. Actively looking for opportunities to be kind and to give back to your community. So those are my 5 tips for giving back to your community. I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscription button. I'd greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.